The commitment of 2019 four-star quarterback Grant Gunnell to Texas A&M on Monday afternoon isn't a surprise. What is a little bit surprising was the timing of his announcement, as he committed in a video reveal posted to Twitter with St. Pius wide receiver teammate Chase Lane. Even in the midst of a flurry of players committing to Baylor, Texas, and Texas A&M, there was really no warning given that he might decide that now was the appropriate time for him to make that call to commit to the Aggies, but all that matters to A&M fans is that he did. So a couple of questions come into play here, but the most important one is what kind of quarterback is A&M getting in Gunnell? And the answer to that is still largely to be determined. Truthfully, Gunnell hasn't really been playing quarterback for more than just a couple of years, and there are still some elements to his technique that are going to take a little bit of fine-tuning. However, a big part of the reason that he committed was his very close relationship with Aggies offensive coordinator Noel Mazzone and the deep respect that he has for how he's been able to coach up quarterbacks throughout his career. Now, right now, as a passer, you can't argue with his production. Even though he plays at a smaller private school, he threw over 70 touchdown passes last season as a sophomore. Yes, he does have some talent around him at wide receiver, but when you see the flight and the weight of his passes, he's making it just as easy on them as they are making things on him. Does his footwork need to be a little bit more crisp? Yeah, maybe. Could he have a little more velocity on his passes if he loaded up a little bit better before his release? Probably. But I have seen him throw enough this spring to see how pure and natural his passes just flow to where only his receivers can get to them, and at distance too. A&M fans might not really want to talk about this part, but it's worth mentioning that there have been some dark clouds forming on the horizon when it comes to head coach Kevin Sumlin's future at Texas A&M. Now, in a vacuum, I don't necessarily think that Sumlin's possible departure would be the lone reason for Gunnell to go back and explore other options. After all, he does have a brother that attends A&M as well and accepted a walk-on spot with the team last year, but that would also likely mean Mazzone leaves too, and then what? But for now, Gunnell's commitment is huge for the Aggies, who also have a nice recruiting class in place in 2018 so far. So should everything stay according to plan, they've opened up their 2019 recruiting class with a guy that has already shown so much potential and will continue to be one of the top quarterbacks in the country.